Back, and it's time for our paper review. But just before we go to the paper review, we had some very touching stories on the news update. I don't know, Kaide, if you had anyone that caught your fancy, apart from what we mentioned earlier about the rift between the governor of Lagos State and those who are also in his party.
Even
I think
the
incumbent governor,
But like I think, trust me, the one that affects me most is the issue of traffic. And that's
Victor's report, yes.
Yeah, it's because it's very close to my axis here, the VI. I think those potholes need to be fixed on.
No, they're not potholes. These are what's bigger than a pot? What's bigger than a pot? Someone please help me. This is.
I wish I could say it. There's. I don't want to say it.
Please say it. Tell me. Let me say it.
It's a bit derogatory, but. No, I won't say it.
Please, what is
there's a big pot. When we are cooking in Yoruba land, they use a name, but I don't want to use it here because that's an icon in another tribe, so I can't use such a description. But bottom line is, it's bigger than a normal pot, and we need to fix it as soon
that's
as
really
possible.
What does a normal pot look like? It's
the normal pot can only cook for 10 people, 5 people, father, mother, 3 children.
Okay. Now,
for
a pot that can cook for like 500 people, that's what we have.
Yeah.
I think it's along Bonny Camp area. The traffic that gigantic pothole causes from morning, afternoon, night, any time of the day is terrible. We need to fix it. And it's not even safe for the military, cantonment that is close by there. Mm-hmm. We need to fix that road. Like today, they should use overnight to fix it. Government, please do something immediately to that road. The axis of Bonny Camp, we need to do that like this night, We don't mind suffering this night, the traffic this night, provided by tomorrow morning the road is fixed and people can, happily go to their commute to their various destinations. But let's see what
get to office on time.
Yeah, that's what the papers have.
Okay, let's start with the Guardian newspaper. This morning we have, wow, this is an update. Buhari summons Tinubu over rift with Ambode. Buhari summons Tinubu over rift with Ambode. And the writer says, FEC OK's bill to set up Electoral Offences Commission. No plan to postpone 2019 general elections, says INEC. PDP hails verdict against president. Interesting. We also have other stories just below the masthead of the Guardian newspaper. Okorocha drops 13 aides from cabinet in Imo. And Benue Assembly suspends 3 council chairmen over financial misconduct. 9 persons die in Niger State boat mishap. Police arrest officer cited with beer after the Guardian's report. Guardian exposed this policeman drinking beer while on duty, and police has reacted to arrest. Okay.
Was he wearing his uniform? If he was wearing the uniform, then it's totally unacceptable.
Obviously.
They have rules and regulations in the code of conduct of a police officer. So you should not be drinking while you're wearing your uniform or when you're holding a gun. It's totally wrong.
I hope the ripple effect is that police will not start suspecting anybody with phone around them now when they are drinking beer.
No, you shouldn't drink. Why are you suspecting? Don't drink while on duty.
It's a normal thing. Go, you see.
No, we should not say the abnormal is normal.
I'm saying they do it a lot. So this one is just caught in the act. So I'm saying that a lot of us need to get our phones discreetly used, because if police
the person that did it discreetly used
is a professional photographer, is a photojournalist. So he got that person. They did the story. And this is the consequence.
Is it too hard not to drink while on duty?
Are you asking me?
It's a rhetoric, sir.
Don't let people think I'm a drinker here. But still on the front page, IPOB, security agency said for showdown. The riders, no going back on tomorrow's lockdown. Biafra group vows. Army threatens to deal with misguided elements, in quote. Police, youth clash in Anambra, 2 killed. Sad one. Labour talks tough over new minimum wage. Massive sell-off hits nation's bourse. Investors lose 423 billion naira in one day. That's so sad. Those are the stories we have on the front page of the Guardian newspaper.
Well, let's take a look at the Punch. Very interesting stories here. But let me begin with the major headline. 2019, Buhari, Ajimobi, Akiolu in last-minute move to save Ambode. No rift between Tinubu and me, Lagos State Governor. Recall that Akiolu, who is the Oba of Lagos, made a comment before the 2015 election, saying that if we do not vote for Ambode, then the Southeasterners should jump into the lagoon. So now he's on a move together with Jamobi and the president to save Ambode. Let's see how this 3 people and maybe more can save the incumbent governor of Lagos State. Now to other stories. Above the masthead, oil price nears $80. Nigeria's output rises. Shomole under stress for working for floundering government, says Jonathan. Fayose writes EFCC says reports for probe on October 16. Stunted economy. APC berates The Economist, HSBC for predicting Buhari's defeat. Beside the masthead, EFCC hands over seized houses to Voice of Nigeria, petard others. FEC mulls creation of Election Offences Commission. The picture of the day, we see some fire, but and we see also police station, and looks like it was vandalized. Now 2 killed as protesting Anambra youth sack police station. Not a way to go, regardless of what happened. $10.1 billion demand makes local listing challenging, says MTN. Police arrest Evans's lawyer in court. Obaseki meets Edo teachers over strike threat. Dogara defects to PDP, picks nomination form. Rescued suicidal youth disappears with Good Samaritans goods and money. Let me stay on this one for a bit. When you lend a hand of help and you get this as your reward, you might find it difficult to help other people who are in need. Now in this case, a young man who was rescued by a Good Samaritan. He attempted suicide. And this man, this Good Samaritan perhaps thought that, let me rehabilitate this guy and tell him there is more to life than what you're facing at the moment. And then you turn around and steal his money and goods. That is really terrible. But you shouldn't make people like this Good Samaritan stop, giving acts of kindness.
Anything like that.
Sad story there. But finally on the front page of the Punch, PDP warns INEC against plot to shift 2019 polls. Well, these are the major headlines for the Punch newspaper.
Moving over to the Nation newspaper, we have this one. NCC intervenes in CBN's cash refund order to MTN. That is coming from the Nation newspaper. NCC intervenes in CBN's cash refund order to MTN. Okay, we have this bold one. APC elders, no anointed aspirant for Lagos governor. No anointed aspirant for Lagos governor. And the riders, Ambode dispels rumor of rift with Tinubu. Sanwo-Olu ambition in state interest. So find out more on that. And you need to see these 3 powerful quotes from Ambode, from Sanwo-Olu, and Olusi. Olusi is one of the party leaders in Lagos. Look at what Olusi said. How can we plan to hold a primary to elect our candidate and then adopt somebody? If you're still going to hold our primary, why then should we adopt, or does the adoption cancel the primary? That is coming from one of the leaders in APC. Ambode says, I want you to know that there is no fight anywhere. The national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and my good self are not in any fight. We are not in any controversy. And Sanwo-Olu is saying, I'm a full-grown man with several years of experience. It is about the Lagos of our dream that we want to take to the next level. It has absolutely nothing to do with our leader. Interesting. Another one, don't return undertakers to power, says Buhari. That's what he's saying. Who are the undertakers? Find out more on the Nation newspaper. Osun 2018, ADC deploys 90-man campaign committee. I'm prepared to lead, says Oyetola, that's APC candidate. Adeleke speaks on Paris Fund. ADP says be firm. The parties are talking tough, and these are the major gladiators. And above the masthead, we have 3 stories there, or 4. Labour give 2-week ultimatum on pay. Fire me once Fayose against 9.9 billion naira budget. Olubadan High Chief quarrel over chieftaincy title. And this one is on sport. Raw dismisses Mikel Obi's retiring talks. These are interesting stories we have on the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, let's take a look at the Nigerian Tribune this time. Vote buying. Jonathan tackles Oshomole. The writer's 2016 Edo Guba poll was starting points. He says APC must win 2019 election. Buhari says that. We now have 15.6 million members. You can just imagine the party, that's APC. This figure was released or set by Oshomole, the party leader. 2015 change agenda for Buhari, my greatest mistake ever, says Kwakwanto. No plan to postpone 2019 election, says INEC. Beneath the masthead, just directly beneath the masthead, uncertainty over Dogara's PDP status. Now, beside the picture, 40,000 policemen for Oshun Guba poll. Minimum wage, NLC, TUC give federal government 14-day ultimatum. Alleged murder, Oyo senatorial aspirant, bodyguard remanded in prison. No rift with Tinubu, Ambode says. No plan to remove Ambode, says Speaker, and no governorship aspirant adopted yet, says the Lagos APC. Also, Fayose writes, EFCC says, I'll make myself available to you October 16. And the picture of the day, we see Delta State Governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, during, I think, their rally yesterday in Ughelli. You can get a copy of the Tribune to read up all these stories.
Interesting. You know, another thing, I think we should put it in perspective, the issue of Dogara, uncertainty over Dogara's PDP status. You know, another paper says that he has defected to PDP. I think the Speaker needs to let us know what is going on, because we understand the deadline is there, and he has said that he wants to contest again. So which party is vying for? It's a question that is yet to be unraveled. Moving over to Vanguard newspaper, we have this bold one. Tinubu has final say on next Lagos governor. APC. We said this, you can find out more on Vanguard newspaper. The writer says Ambode weighs option as Lagos LG chairman mobilized for new governor. Okay, we still have another one here above the masthead. 2019, APC blasts the Economist HSBC over Buhari's second time bid, because that paper says that Buhari is going to lose 2019 election. So APC is saying you're on your own. Why PDP governors want convention in Port Harcourt? Find out more on that. FG sets up panel to investigate tremor in Abuja. Minimum wage, FG gets 14-day ultimatum. I'm seeking re-election to protect Nigeria, coming from President Buhari. Okay, see other stories. Chieftaincy crisis. Peace move stalled as Olubadan tackles Oba Olakunleyin. Still on the front page, Nigeria Chiefs Council to transmute into Nigerian Transport Commission. That is coming from the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. Oil price hit $80 per barrel, highest in 2018. Good news, good news. But let this not be a curse, because this election year, this money should be saved for Nigerians and for Nigerians only, and not for election. Expect me on October 16. Fayose tells EFCC. Jonathan berates Oshomole over vote buying allegation. And Obasanjo in the news again. World's poorest nation. Obasanjo attributes poor leadership to Nigeria's status. That is Obasanjo speaking again over Nigeria being described or being ranked as the poverty capital of the world. These are the stories we have on the front page of Vanguard newspaper.
All right, the Telegraph has similar headline stories. Jonathan speaks on vote buying is the major headline. Shomole suffering from multiple personality syndrome. APC chair, ex-president must face prosecution. Buhari to APC, we must not allow PDP return in 2019. Federal government okays bill to establish Electoral Offences Commission. Above the masthead, pilots seek closure of Benin Enugu Airport. You can find out the reason for this. New minimum wage, Labour issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government. Beneath the masthead now, patients desert LASUF, that's the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, as medical consultants begin strike. Fayose writes, EFCC says he's ready for probe. Oyinlola Nyako Ladoja lead 90-man ADC campaign committee. At last, Dogara dumps APC, picks PDP form. Beneath the picture, Tinubu will decide Ambode's fate. Lagos APC chair. And the governor is saying, I have no rift with Ashiwaju. And Sanwo-Olu, one of the aspirants, is saying, is telling us why he wants to be governor. The bottom strip, first non-antibiotic treatment for tuberculosis, ready in 4 years. So we should wait till 2022 before we can have the first non-antibiotic treatment for TB, for tuberculosis. Well, these are the headlines on the front page of the New Telegraph.
And moving over, this should be the last newspaper for review, The Nation Sporting Live. Quite interesting stories for sport lovers, and like Zika will ask, sport haters too. We have this one that says, Raw insists no retirement for Mikel. Wow, he's the one speaking for the player now. No retirement for Mikel. Liberia 1, Nigeria 2, where that's the president of Liberia, spoils Eagles with 15.1 million naira. Thank God, most of these players are home-based players, so they will appreciate this fund from the Liberian president. Each player gets $2,000, that's 720,000 naira. Remembers Keshi, Rashidi Yekini, Friday Ekpo, others. Kudos to Liberian President George Weah. We have other stories that feel fantastic that is coming from the Man City striker Aguero. Boateng, I turned down Man United move. Khedira signs new Juve deal. We still have another one here. Fekir still keen on Liverpool move. FIFA fails to recognize Liberia Nigerian friendly. Find out why and the implication of that. Newcastle versus Arsenal. Iwobi trains again. We also have this one from the coach of the Super Eagles, just the bottom strip. Collins is here to stay. Raw hints. Interesting. Raw showers accolades on Kalu orders. And we have this good news. Under 17 AFCON qualifier, Eaglets stop Niger to face Ghana at the final. So these are the stories we have on the Sporting Live this morning. And to say that Nigeria is already at the final to play their their regional rival, Ghana.
Well, first of all, what worries me on that paper is that Liberia match. There are two stories on Liberia. The first one being that FIFA doesn't recognize the friendly between Liberia and Nigeria. We won the match, we won it, and then the one that
he gave them money.
He gave them 15.1 million naira for winning, of course. Now I know
since
that
he invited them. So
I know that George Weah, we love you. The president of Liberia loves Nigeria so much. You know, after he won, he even came over to the country. But showering them 15.1 million naira, I'm thinking it's just too much. Liberia needs the money. Liberia needs the money so much.
No, it's just normal gesture. For the fact that you invited them, you brought them to come and honor you. You know, being the Liberian president, he organized the friendly. Probably that's the reason why FIFA doesn't recognize it, because it's not in their calendar. FIFA. And, you know, sharing them that to say that thank you for coming, thank you for honoring me, I don't think is out of place. 15.1 million naira is not, it's huge for especially the home-based players who probably may not have even collected their salary for some months.
Excuse me?
I mean, home-based players, yes, that's what happened. Ask Jide Alabi, will tell you more about that. So that money will be well appreciated. $2,000 for each player is good money for them.
Well, it's good, but I just think that people in Liberia Liberians might, you know.
What do you mean? You think Liberia is a poor country?
No, I'm not saying it's a poor country.
It's okay to give that money.
Well, I'm happy for the Super Eagles, you know. I'm happy for them. 15.1 million naira can change a whole lot of stuff for that. But let's take a break at this point. And when we come back, our discussions, analyses, interviews will begin. Please stay with us.